All right, take a look at this. A Blue Origin rocket exploding on the launch pad in Florida last night. No one was hurt or injured, but the incident could have an impact on future moon missions that are currently in the works. CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood now joins us to give us some context into that footage. The sound of it, too, Bill, could be heard for miles as people felt the blast. What exactly was the anomaly, and what's the early theory? I know it's just happened last night, as to why it exploded.
Yeah, that's the big question we're all trying to answer. We don't know yet. It appeared to originate in the first stage. They were getting ready to do what they call a hot fire, where they fire up the 7 engines in the first stage of that rocket in a test before launch. They were hoping to launch this rocket in June. But something went wrong. We could see flames at the base of the rocket that were not normal. They quickly engulfed the rocket. It then appeared to collapse, and as all that liquid methane and oxygen was released, it exploded in this tremendous fireball. I mean, who's seen something like that any time recently? It was truly dramatic, and I think for Blue Origin, quite devastating, because not only did they lose the rocket, there was severe damage at the launch pad. We're waiting for views here in daylight to get a better look at that, but clearly major damage that's going to keep them grounded for quite a while.
And that would be my follow-up question, because NASA is making a real push to put people on the moon. They're getting help of private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin. So the fact that this launch pad appears devastated, how far back will it put plans for Blue Origin to help in this effort?
Well, it's impossible to say at this point, obviously. We simply don't know how extensive the damage is or what might be required to repair it. But the erector that they used to lift the rocket up vertical at the pad, that carries it out to the pad, simply disappeared in this launch. The lightning tower on the right appears to have collapsed. Their processing building near the base of the pad, there's all sorts of infrastructure there that was exposed to this tremendous explosion. So my guess is it's going to be months and months before the pad's operational. And I'll point out that back in 2016, SpaceX had a Falcon 9 that exploded on the launch pad, and it took more than a year to return that pad to service. So it's a major blow, no question about it. And in terms of the Artemis program, NASA's moon program, NASA was counting on Blue Origin to launch a moon lander that they're building into orbit next year, so astronauts could practice rendezvous and docking techniques, that sort of thing, before they try landing on the moon. That spacecraft has to be launched by New Glenn. And in terms of, infrastructure, that's the only pad Blue Origin has.
Right.
So they have no way to launch a New Glenn rocket until the pad is operational, and it's anybody's guess how long that's going to take.
And really underscores why all these tests are so crucial. Bill Harwood, great to chat with you this Friday. Thanks very much.